you have something like this on your head, you don't have 4C hair.
Hey, real quick, can somebody show me what 4C hair looks like? Because I've been watching all these videos. It's like, hey, do my 4C hair or wash my 4C hair. But the girls in some of the videos, I don't think have 4C hair. But maybe I just don't know what 4C hair really looks like. But I've seen several different textures with people saying like that their hair is 4C. So really, I'm just curious. Please show me your 4C hair or show me what it looks like.
I know some of you are surprised that I'm making a video on this because I've said this many times that I don't like the hair typing system. Yes, the hair typing system is flawed because I feel like it oversimplifies the diversity or the complexities of natural hair. Our hair is so diverse to be put under some categories, okay? But on the other hand, all right, the hair typing system has helped us a lot. I would keep saying it, that one way or the other, it has helped us. It has guided our routine, like choice of products. You are not going to be frustrated about the results of a hairstyle. So I feel like the hair typing system, when you know the hair type you have on your head, it'll help you not to be frustrated, feel less disappointed about certain results that you probably have in your head, and also it'll help you shape and just stay informed on the products, techniques, and styling method to use when taking care of your natural hair. In case you're wondering why I do not really like the hair typing system, is when I first went natural in 2016, I was completely confused. Then I would go online and I'm seeing different hair type on the internet. As a new natural, like, what is this? At first, I thought that my dry hair was 4C. I thought that my hair being undefined, my hair being combed out in an afro was 4C hair. So at that time, I was saying I have 4C hair. But then I realized that 4C hair has this feature that my hair doesn't have. And my hair just doesn't do what 4C hair does. So that was where my confusion started. I was frustrated. I just didn't know what category I fell under. I eventually stopped crazing about my hair type. When I even saw my true curl pattern was the time I did egg treatment. I've been doing egg treatment since I went natural, but on that particular day, I just don't know what happened. My curls were popping. I know eggs to help with definition. Eggs will help you with seeing your actual curl pattern. There was a time I did okra gel and I saw some curls and I was like, okay. But the day I did that egg treatment, that was when I saw that I had type 4A and probably 4B mix. I don't even know which one predominates. And that is why when people ask me my hair type today, I'm like, I don't do hair typing, but I fall under the type 4 category because I literally have all the hair types on my head. All right, so enough of my own story. First, we're going to be sharing how to identify 4C hair, some of the features to look out for when you hear 4C. But before then, let's talk about the type 4 category, okay, because we have to share similarities before we differentiate them. Type 4 category generally is associated with tight coils. Type 4 hair tend to have tighter coils than 3. Type 2, they have looser curl pattern, but 4 category has tight coils. So type 4 hair, which is the last on the hair type chart, and 4A hair being the first under the type 4 hair charts, is associated with the S-shape pattern. All right, if you brush a hair that is well hydrated, a type 4A hair that is well hydrated and moisturized, if you brush the hair out now, you will see the S shape and it is large compared to 4C hair. We're getting there. It is bigger, the curls is more looser, but it's still tight compared to type 3 hair. Okay, now 4B hair is associated with type Z curl pattern. 4B has a zigzag, like the curls has this zigzag Z shape. So that is way to identify it. 4A hair is associated with like the S, then 4B is associated with the Z. It's still like S, but it's kind of like zigzag. All right, now 4C hair is kind of similar to 4A hair, but the difference is the size of the coil, which brings us to our first point. 4C hair is characterized by really tight and small coils, and that is why people always say that 4C hair don't have coils, 4C hair don't coil up. And when they see a 4C hair, someone who says they have 4C hair and that hair is defined, they'll be like, no, that's not 4C hair. But in reality, 4C hair has coils, just that the coils are very small and tiny, that you can barely see them compared to 4B, 4A hair. If a person with 4A hair is standing close to you, you can see their curl pattern easily, unlike a person with 4C hair, because of the small and tiny curls associated with 4C hair. The videos I just showed you, these people have 4C hair. Some people might argue that it's not 4C hair, but from the hair type chart, that is 4C hair. 4C hair is characterized by tight curls. The curls are really small and tight. It took me a while to understand and learn about hair type. Okay, it took me a long time because I always think that dry hair was, this is what many people think, a hair in an afro is 4C hair, a hair that is dry is 4C hair. Please do not associate 4C hair with dry, brittle, a hair that is not being catered for as 4C hair. 4C hair can look moisturized, hydrated, and also defined. Now you'll be wondering, but I have 4C hair, my curls are small, but the definitions are not there. Don't worry, we're coming there. Another way to identify 4C hair is shrinkage. All natural hair shrinks, but there is this special shrinkage that is with 4C hair. 4C hair has this crazy shrinkage. The shrinkage is very disrespectful. 4A hair, 4B hair, their shrinkage is disrespectful. But you see with 4C hair, the shrinkage is very disrespectful. A person with 4C hair their hair can look like this, but when they pull it down, the hair is probably reaching their waist as a result of shrinkage. One way to know if you have 4C hair is the shrinkage. 4A hair, 4B hair, they shrink. Natural hair generally shrinks, but there is just this special shrinkage that comes with 4C hair. I've explained this before in one of my videos. Shrinkage is a natural phenomenon and it is associated with natural hair. Natural hair shrinks. If your natural hair don't shrink, there is a problem. Shrinkage is just a sign of healthy hair. If you pull your hair and it doesn't shrink, if you wet your hair and it doesn't get smaller, there is something wrong. Probably there is lack of protein or moisture in your hair. One way or the other, the elasticity your hair has to bounce back without breaking when you pull it. And with the way 4C hair shrinks, it is also one of the reasons why people think that it doesn't have curls, because once it shrinks down, you barely see anything happening. You barely see any curls going on. It is entirely different from a person with type 4A or type 4B natural hair. The third way to tell that you have 4C hair is tangles and knots. Due to the high percentage of shrinkage, 4C hair tends to wrap around each other. Every hair type tends to do this, especially type 4 hair, 4A, 4B, they tend to tangle and knot, but with 4C hair, it is exceptional. It is high. Just like 4C hair has the highest shrinkage, the tangles and knots is also there. 4C hair shrinks a lot, so with that shrinkage and the tangles and knotting around, that is why, if you notice, sometimes most people with 4C hair tend to have issues. They tend to struggle with length retention due to these tangles and knots and always trimming and cutting off knots and tangles in the hair. It has this high amount of tangles because of the high percentage of shrinkage, and it is with proper care and gentility that you'll be able to overcome this as someone with 4C hair. I've seen people with very long 4C hair and they've been able to do this, so you can do it. You just need to be patient and create a simple and gentle hair care routine when it comes to caring for your 4C natural hair. There are some things that you can do to your 4C hair that can help you retain length. I'm going to leave a video in the cards. I've made video on this before, so I'm going to leave it here for you to check out. Okay, now we are done with the features and the ways to identify 4C hair. I want to also let you know that you can have different hair types, different curl pattern on one head. So there's always a chance that you have maybe 4B or 4A hair somewhere on your head. But the most important thing is to find out which hair type predominates, because when you do that, most times some people can just have all-round 4C hair, right? You can have all-round 4C hair on your head, but there is also a chance that you can have a mixture of all type 4 category on your head. I'd like to add one thing about 4B hair, because I've noticed, I have it on my head, so I've noticed some things. 4B hair is not really easy to define. 4B hair takes time to define. That is one thing I've noticed because of the zigzag. It's not coiling. The curls is just it's just there. So it might take a while to define 4B hair compared to 4A hair. You can have different curl pattern on your head, just like you can have different porosities on one head. In case you're wondering, oh, I have small curls on my head, but I still have this. It is possible to have different curl pattern on one head. Now, let's go to the features that can influence curl pattern. And I know some of you will be like, oh, this video she's posting, these people are not 4C hair. These people don't have 4C hair. Listen. There are some things that can influence curl definition. One, it is hydration. A hair that is well hydrated and moisturized tends to have more definition than a hair that is dry and dehydrated. It also depends on the product you use. Most people use gels a lot in their hair. When you use product like gel, curl activator, coiling cream in your hair, it makes your curls clump, and with time your hair might get used to it. So if you have 4C hair, from my explanation, and you probably want to get your curls to be defined, you have to wear more wash and go. You have to curl train your hair. And for people who come into this comment section to say, oh, you don't love your natural hair, that is why you want to change your curl pattern, please. The hair is still coily. The texture is still there. A person trying to curl train their hair doesn't mean they hate their hair texture. Because some of you will come in here and be like, oh, you don't like your natural hair texture the way it is. That is not the way your hair grows out of your head. I beg. So yeah, if you want to, you want your curl pattern to be more visible, you have to curl train your hair. And curl training your hair involves a lot of hydration. The hair has to be hydrated. I feel like sometimes people do not understand that hydration plays an important role in your natural hair. A hair that is not well hydrated will never be moisturized. Hydration first before moisture. Your hair needs to have a lot of water in it for it to be moisturized. Okay, a moisturized hair is just like a belly that is full. You've eaten and eaten and eaten, you've eaten a lot, and now you're full. So your hair has enough water and it is full, and that is when it stays moisturized. So your hair has to be moisturized for you to curl train it, and then you'll be using your curl activator, your gels, you'll be wearing more wash and go. And that is why when the no oil, no butter started, if you notice, most people with 4C hair, their curls are getting more defined. To this extent, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and also leave a comment in the comment section. All right, I also had a friend who with 4C hair, and she started this curl training journey, and man, once you start curl training your hair, you can just literally wet your hair and the curls will be defined automatically, because your hair is now used to it. Your hair has been trained to be like that. So when you do it, the curls just stay defined on its own. You don't even have to apply any product. And that is why some people, when they review product and they be like, this product did not work in my hair, and you say, but your hair is defined. That is because that hair has already been healthy and the hair has been moisturized. So whatever product you apply to it will look like it's working, even if the person is saying it didn't work on their head. So that is how it works. You have to wear more wash and go, more styles that will curl your hair. So that is one of the things that influences curl pattern. A lot of moisture in the hair. Another thing is hair porosity. Even if we do not want to admit it, your hair porosity also determines a lot of things. Hair porosity has to determine how your hair absorbs product and retain the same product. Now, those with low porosity might have more definition than a person with high porosity hair. So porosity also plays a role when it comes to your curls being more visible or defined. Maybe if your curls are not defined or not visible, it plays a role there. I'm not saying you should stress yourself about porosity. If you don't care about porosity, don't even care, because some of these stems, they are all some of the things that make this whole natural hair journey a lot more stressful. If you don't care about porosity, don't. If you don't care about hair typing, don't care. Nobody's going to hold you for it. Then another thing is the length of the hair. Sometimes when the hair gets longer, the curls get looser, and it might be harder to define a 4C hair that has gotten so long. I have a friend with 4C hair. Her hair is probably reaching her tailbone. She's very taller than me. Imagine a person that is that tall, because I'm like 5'1", 5'2", and she's taller than me. I'm telling you, she's taller than me, but her hair was reaching her tailbone before she cut it. Her name is Afrolik. She's also a natural hair content creator, and she recently cut her hair. By the time she did wash and go, and it took a lot of time before you can start seeing curls on her head because of the length of her hair. When your hair is longer, the length pulls down, the length pulls your hair down, making your curls more looser. So for someone that with 4C hair, that the curls is already very tiny, it might take a while to define such curls. Another factor that might probably play a role is genetic. Yeah, it plays important roles as well. So if your curls are not defining, you have fussy hair, and the curls are barely visible, it could also be genetic. Yeah, these are some of the things that could influence it. All right, that can influence it, or you just don't have fussy hair. And like I said, natural hair is too complex to be put in one chart, in one hair type chart. Natural hair is so diverse. I feel like there's still more curl pattern, but let's work with the one that we have available, right? We've come to the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'm going to see you in my next video.